kids.
Yeah, kids are funny. Well, speaking of kids, this is the perfect opportunity here to say welcome to the Next Steps podcast. This is episode 2. I told you we were going to have a special guest, and here she is, Miss Shelby Stringer, our children's ministry director. We're excited that you're with us.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, thanks for being here. And of course, Pastor Travis. Again.
Semi-special guest.
Semi-special guest.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Thanks, Shelby.
Semi-special
guest.
But nice. we're speaking of special guests, I'm glad that you all are here joining us for episode 2. Hopefully, this week we won't have any technical glitches. I know last week was kind of threw us off a little bit, but we're glad for those of you who sought it out, whether it was on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, or our website. You got here, you found us, and we're glad you're joining us again for episode number 2. We're going to kick the episode off this week with just a quick recap. So again, following into our kickoff last week in the sermon series on Habakkuk, and here we are again, week 2, looked at the completion of chapter 1, and the outline you used, I know you said you borrowed it from Martin Lloyd-Jones, but I really appreciated the way that you set it up and the way that you presented it, and you didn't force it to mean anything that it wasn't. It was very scriptural, and so number 1, thank you for being a faithful pastor to the Word. We appreciate that. That's I'm sure everyone who's watching this appreciates that. But also just kind of wanted to take a minute to talk about the importance. Your outline was pray. The importance of prayer whenever it comes to a situation where we don't see how God is working. And that's Habakkuk. That's where he finds himself. He knows what's taking place. God has told him. We mentioned that. But now he finds himself just needing to submit and be a part of what God's doing. So how important, whenever we don't understand what God's doing, how important is prayer in the sense of even your outline, prayer?
Well, I think when we go to the Lord in prayer, 1, it shows our dependency upon Him, and I think that is what is needed when we find ourselves in those situations where maybe we don't understand what God's doing, we don't like what He's doing, and we may not agree with what He's doing, but when we go to the Lord in prayer, it is showing this fact that 1, we believe in Him, and 2, we know that we must be dependent upon Him to get through this moment that we're going through. Just so everybody at home knows, we have a fly in here, so if I slap my face, or Shelby or Josh's, that's why.
That was so aggravating. We stayed away the whole time, but now.
So, prayer, it does 2 things. 1, it helps us to have fellowship with the Lord. But also prayer gives us this ability to be able to share our desires and our emotions with the Lord. And I think that's one of the things Habakkuk teaches us, that it's okay to show our emotions. I mean, his questions, his complaints was driven by emotions. But also the fact that when you get to chapter 2, verse 1, and he just says, now I'm just going to go set up on the watchtower and I'm going to wait. It just shows that he's being dependent upon God. And man, that's significant, because I believe, for me personally, when I pray, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but when I pray, even if I still don't understand, I have found comfort, I have found strength, I have found peace. I think it's Paul. I know it's Paul that tells us in Philippians 4:6-7 not to be anxious about anything, right? But through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make our requests known to God, and He will give us that peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that will guard our hearts and our minds. And of course, that comes through Christ. And so to me, that's why prayer is so important. In those moments that we don't understand, we need that peace. We need that comfort. We need that strength. We need to know that we can trust in Him, even in those situations that are hard for us to understand.
Yeah. I think that you kind of alluded to it. We talked a lot about it on Sunday. Just he said, here's the problem, here's the issue. I know you have an answer for it. I don't understand what that answer is, but I'm going to watch and I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
And I think the watching and waiting is easy whenever we know that what we want is going to happen is going to happen. But whenever we don't, or whenever we, there's not even an understanding of what is going to happen. Not even that we don't like it, but we don't know what it is. That waiting is so difficult. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk about it. I think everybody understands the importance of prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer is key. It's vital to our walk. I mean, you can't know God unless you talk to God. You hear from His Word, but if you just leave it at that, there's a lot of people who read the Bible. But praying and actually having conversation with Him, and then being silent and waiting, that's difficult.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this fly is making things difficult. Did he land on my leg?
I don't know where he went.
He did a couple flybys. Request to buzz the tower. No.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of difficulty, and I don't want to use the word that's in my head.
Yeah.
But the chaos of this fly just made me think kids, right?
Yeah. I was wondering where he's going with this.
Yeah. There's a lot to do with kids that man, they are a handful sometimes, but I know, because I've been a part of what we've done this summer, I know that it's been an awesome summer for kids ministry. And so I asked Shelby to come and join us today just to kind of talk through just some of the various aspects of kids ministry in the summer and kind of give us a recap, because some are watching this right now and they've been to church on Sunday, they've been to church on Wednesday, but they may have worked and they couldn't be a part of VBS or Cross Timbers or whatever the case may be. So if you kind of give us a rundown of kids ministry in the summertime and kind of how that looked for us this summer.
Yes.
Celebrate some things.
Yes. So our two big events are VBS and Cross Timbers, of course, and we averaged around 200 kiddos from infants all the way through 5th grade this summer at VBS, and it takes about 100 to 120 volunteers to make that run, from the teachers that are there with the kiddos to kitchen staff, hospitality, safety team, admin team, just all of our staff working together. It's a really big event, really awesome event. We got to go over Psalm 23 this summer, which was super fun, following up having gone through that as a church.
Can you quote it?
I can. Technically, yes, I can.
I won't put you on the spot. Go ahead.
On the spot.
Yeah. On the spot. Oh man, I don't have my book.
I understand. No. Yeah.
And I guess there is a song for that. There is a song that has the whole thing in it. As you were saying.
Yeah, all the kids knew the hand motions and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I do not have the hand motions.
Okay.
I'm not helpful in that area, but songs are very helpful.
Yeah.
But that was really awesome. It was a wonderful opportunity to walk through that again and to see the excitement of kiddos. It's a reminder that we don't need to be afraid of repetition in general when we talk about things regarding scripture, but especially when we're talking about kiddos. We can overdo that, of course, but they do like that repetition. They loved it. They remembered most of Psalm 23. They were really excited about that and to go through it again. So that was really awesome. And then we just a little over a week ago got back from Cross Timbers, and we walked through John, with John 14:6 being the theme verse that week. And that is, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And we know of 3 kiddos, at least, that the Lord has saved through that, and many more that we had some really great conversations with. And so that is always just a major blessing. But one of the things that I will say about our children's ministry specifically is the volunteers really do make it. Thinking of those big events with the chaos, there's a lot of kids and they have a lot of energy. It's really not that chaotic though, and that is because of the volunteers. They love to be there, they want to be there, they're ready, and they just make it run so smooth. Yeah. And it's always cool to watch the Lord work all of that together, especially with VBS, because there are a lot of moving parts that we have to put together versus going to Cross Timbers, and they do a lot of that for you with the activities and the schedule. So a smaller thing that we do throughout the summer, today we had our last day of story time, and that's just where we come together and we read a children's book that has some scriptural element. Today we read a book called The Promise. It's one of my favorite books, and it goes through the creation account and the fall, and then it goes through several various men, Noah, Moses, Eli, David, many more, and shows us how they couldn't save us and how we needed the promise when we needed Christ to come. and we do a craft and have a snack, and it's a fun time of fellowship for the kiddos, but it's also really fun to watch the moms fellowship as well.
I think everybody likes snacks.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. This was the last day,
Yeah.
and I just now found out you're having snacks.
I didn't know. I just knew they were reading stories.
Yeah. What
Mainly
kind of-
goldfish, which is a big hit.
That's
Fish
still
are
a
fine,
snack.
yeah.
That's still a snack.
Now we know.
It's a big hit.
I'm gonna write that down for next year.
time.
Next year.
Next time.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you're talking about chaos and how that's abated a lot by having so many volunteers. And so some people want to know, like, what can I do? So is there anything on the radar coming up in the future, whether that's, weekly ministry or event that's on the horizon, whatever that looks like for you all, if you can just kind of share with us a little bit about what's on the radar for you.
Yeah. We had always used help on ETC. That's our extended teaching care. It's infants through pre-K. During the 10:30 service, it's a rotation. Anybody that's interested in that can reach out to me. I can give you more information. But as far as this fall coming up, we've got several different school things coming up. So we have Camp Big Enough. That's specifically for our kindergartners. It's pretty well underway. Got the t-shirts ordered, so that's a big one. Mm-hmm. Then we will, Hannah and I just named it. Ready, Set, Grow is what we're gonna do instead of calling it something else. That first Wednesday back after school starts, I believe that'll be August 19th. We're just gonna do a little fun event, let the kiddos interact with the teachers before we start our church history stuff in the fall.
That's cool.
And so that we're gonna try to do some various crafts if anybody wants to help out with that. And be putting together some things that they can take home just to remind the kiddos that we're praying for them, that we're excited for them to be back at school and excited that they're here. And then we have Promotion Sunday, which we're also going to do a Get to Know You Sunday for our kids as well on August 9th. So everybody in grades will bump up. Our fifth graders are going to go upstairs, and everyone will bump up on that day. And that'll be another day where we're going to do some games where they can just get to know their teachers. Most of them are going to have new teachers. But even the ones that have repeated teachers, it'll be a fun time where they can get to know each other.
Yeah, I think routine for kids, once you break that, like I've had the same teacher for, at that point, like 2 years pretty much, right? Because maybe
Depending.
4th and 5th are together sometimes.
Yep.
And so it could be
Some
1
of
year,
them
it
do.
could be 2 years, and then all of a sudden, well, now I'm going to a whole new, to them, it's like a whole new building, but it's actually the same building.
Yeah.
But for them, it's totally new. So that's really great that they get to come in and meet the teachers and kind of hang out and get to know everything, and then Ready, Set, Grow. I like that. That's
I do too.
I'm
Nice.
kind of names, and you mentioned shirts. Names and shirts.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like you have to go to class to do ministry just to do names and shirts.
Yeah.
So I think that's great.
Is there going to be donuts involved on promotion day?
Well, now that you said it, well, I might have to.
That's why I said
Snacks?
it. That's why I said it.
Donuts, names, shirts.
I may have to go down there in between services
There
and
we
get a
go.
donut.
Get a donut.
Speaking of, since I don't have the ability to buy literally everyone a new Bible like we talked about last week, I will tell you that next Sunday I'll be gone, but donuts will be here. We'll have
nice.
donuts on Sunday.
All right.
So if you want to eat a donut, you can come. I can't promise you a Bible, but I will promise you a donut as long as you make it to the bridge in time.
That's almost as good.
Yeah, but I'll be gone next Sunday because we'll be in Brooklyn. Speaking of, while we're gone to Brooklyn, another team has just gotten back from Latvia. They just got back last Monday. And so they just got back from Latvia, and this Sunday they're going to be sharing about their trip and the details that they were able to, what the Lord did. If you want to kind of just give an encouragement maybe and tell us a little bit about the team who went.
So there was 5 that went to Latvia. Mark Wagner, and then Don and Jeremy Morris, and then there was Taylor and Shanna Warner. And 3 of those 5 had been to Latvia before. A lot of people may not realize this, but we started a partnership with Latvia back in 2018, and we promised them 5 years, and then COVID hit, and we just never was able to go back. Plus our contact, he switched churches around that time when everything was kind of coming out of COVID. Their restrictions there lasted a little longer than ours did. But this past spring, Mark and I was able to reach out to Oscars, and those 5 went. And what Oscars and then church did is they did a family camp. And I think it went from Thursday to Sunday, and our team went there to help with their church do this camp.
Yeah.
And so what I would encourage people to do is come and listen and hear what it is that God did through the team. Part of the reason in doing that is because we want to strike interest in the hearts of other people within the body. Mm-hmm. We got 5 going with you, right? Or 6. 6 going with you, 5 with
going
them.
with me, 6 including
Yeah,
you.
6 including you. We would love to see that number grow.
Yeah.
Prior to COVID, I think we had sent 2 teams to Latvia. Mm-hmm. And so we would like to see that number grow. We want people to get interested in missions. Yeah. Realize that, we're called to share the gospel here in Blanchard, but we're also called to go and make disciples of all nations. Yeah. So I think it's great for us to hear because the church we commissioned them, we commissioned you this past Sunday. And, we're in a sense sending you all. And I think it's good to know what the Lord has done through that group. And then the following week, you all get to have that opportunity to share. Yeah. What the Lord did through you all there at Pastor Greg's church. I do remember now. Yes. I kept calling him Dan. Yes. I was thinking Dan Jester.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I knew whenever you said it.
They both look alike to me.
They both have
similar.
That beard. Yeah, the beard.
And sure. I was thinking Dan Jester, but I meant Greg.
No, we got you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I had your back, man.
I know.
I don't know why you had it. You could have just said, change it, but I'm glad you drew attention to it. That way people know. You're not supposed to write notes in church. Yeah. No, but sometimes notes are helpful.
They are.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited to come back and this will be our second time in New York. Yep. The Wilsons have gone with us before. Jackson has gone, but now taking the rest of my family and New York, the church Hope Community actually has a new associate pastor that's working with them, and he's an Oklahoma guy. His name is Pastor Blake Martin, so I'm excited to meet him. And
I didn't realize he was connected with them. Okay.
Yeah, he is now. They just moved out there not very long ago. And so, anyways, really excited to get to work with them and see them again, and kind of looking forward to telling you all about it and telling the church about it whenever we get back. But that's kind of one of those situations where you're going to just kind of have to wait to hear about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which kind of brings me to my next point, maybe the last point.
Yeah, okay, all right.
You left us with a cliffhanger on Sunday too. So this is kind of a cliffhanger. You get to hear about the mission trip, but on Sunday you kind of left us with a cliffhanger. You introduced chapter 2, verse 1, and you said we're really going to talk about this more. But just kind of while we're waiting, because sometimes here's the way it works. We say, let me pray about it, and then we wait. We pray, hopefully, and then we just kind of wait, and we don't really do anything in the meantime. And I don't think God calls us to pray and wait without working. While we wait, we're not called to wait and sit on our hands and be kind of tied back and not be able to do. But while we wait, we do the next thing. We do the thing that we're currently doing until God tells us to stop. So what are our next steps while we wait, even for this cliffhanger coming up on Sunday? While we wait, we're at the watchtower, we're waiting, we're watching. What are our next steps?
Well, I would say to you as a church, I don't want to give too much away. All right? I'll give the first point away of what this Sunday is going to be, and we'll build on that. But I think I can do this and tie it into last week's sermon. So this Sunday's first point is going to be this fact that once we get on that watchtower and we wait, and we've prayed and we're now waiting, in that moment, the next step is to simply fix our eyes on Jesus. And I think in doing that, I know that in doing that, you then need to make sure that we remember those attributes of God that we talked about Sunday morning. Because sometimes we are going to have to wait a long time for the Lord to maybe answer our prayer. And in those moments, we just have to continue to fix our eyes on Jesus. And in those moments, we have to continue to remind ourselves of who the Lord is. And those 4 attributes we talked about. He is eternal, right? We got to remind ourselves that He's eternal. And because He's eternal, it's this reminder that as a believer, we know that our problem is not eternal, right? The Lord's eternal. Yeah. So, we need to fix our eyes on Him by reminding ourselves of this fact that He's eternal too. We need to fix our eyes on this fact that He is holy. Because He's holy, everything He does is righteous and just. Everything He allows is righteous and just. because he is holy, right? And then the third one is we need to fix our eyes on him by reminding ourselves that he's sovereign. And the fourth one is that we need to remind ourselves, fix our eyes on him by reminding ourselves that he's faithful. And really those last two, I think, tie into together. You know, sometimes we have a hard time wrapping our mind around this idea that God is sovereign, and what does that mean? You know, and I made this statement Sunday that means that God is in control. He has authority over his creation. And I think sometimes when we hear that, our mind a lot of times will go to fatalism. And there's a distinction between fatalism and God's sovereignty, I believe. Fatalism is this idea that everything's predetermined and that human beings have no freedom to make any kind of real choice. But when I read the scriptures and I read about the sovereignty of God, what you see is that there is room in there. This fact that God has allowed human beings free will. And he's allowed us the opportunity, the benefit of making decisions, and this idea of making decisions, we all know, comes with real consequences, right?
Yeah.
But even though our decisions come with real consequences, when we talk about God's sovereignty, what that means is that ultimately, even in the midst of our stupidity, and I'll just say I'm stupid sometimes. I do stupid things. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, all of us,
I'll say Josh does stupid things.
Yeah,
Shelby
absolutely.
never does stupid stuff. But I do stupid stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
And even in the midst of my stupidity, ultimately God's will is going to prevail, right? In the midst of my own free will that I, sometimes I make decisions based upon what I want, not what God wants. But ultimately, when we talk about God's sovereignty, it's this idea that his will is always going to prevail and nothing's going to stop that, right? And to me, it's this reminder that because of his sovereignty, we're reminded of this fact that he is faithful, right? That he holds true to his promises. That if he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. May not happen in our time frame, and we're going to talk a little bit about that this Sunday. May not happen in our time frame, and it may be years down the road, but God is faithful. And so I would say the next step, as you wait, because I don't want to give too much away for Sunday morning, but as you wait, point one this Sunday is going to be fix your eyes on the Lord. And as you do, continue to remind yourself of these attributes of God, because they're this reminder that he's God, I'm not, and he can be trusted.
Yeah, it's good. You saying be back Sunday. This 2 Sundays out of 3, I won't be here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm burning up the internet watching the sermons back. I'm glad thankful for technology.
Yeah, we're thankful for technology. Yeah.
Just in case anyone who's watching this doesn't know, because you're watching or listening, this exists. We also have all of our sermons up.
Yeah.
Jason said something about that the other day, for the last 7 years or something.
Well, he said it on Wednesday night. So in case you're wondering, it's on YouTube under Blanchard First. Facebook, and Facebook sometimes has some issues, so if you can't get it on Facebook, go to YouTube, just look up Blanchard First, our church logo will show up. You can go to the website on Sunday morning, and it's live on Sunday morning on our website, blanchardfirst.com. You can also go back and watch it later, but also a lot of people don't realize this, we're also on Apple, what is it, podcast.
Yes, Apple Podcasts.
So if you go to podcast app on your phone and you type in Blanchard First, all those sermons will come up. It won't be a video. What it is just a sound, but that's another option.
Yeah.
So there are several ways that you can listen to the sermon if you miss it on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. This podcast is on Spotify too.
Yes. Oh, this one is?
It's not currently on Apple.
Actually, it is.
But it will be on Spotify. Is it?
Because
it goes through. I
went and typed it in. And
that makes sense.
I listened to it. So that's why I said you can't watch the video, but you can listen to the podcast.
Well, on Spotify, you can see the video.
Okay, sweet.
It's weird. You got to do it all different.
Yeah.
But you can get on there. So anyways, a lot of options there for anybody who misses not just this podcast, but any of our Wednesday Bible studies, any of our Sunday sermons, and we're thankful for that technology for sure. Thankful for donuts.
Yeah, and thankful for Shelby.
And Shelby, yes.
Thankful for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. But all that to say, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Take care. He's talk a lot about food. We started off with
You know what? I
peppers.
haven't eaten lunch.
I was really nervous.